And we are live with another wonderful episode of Photoshop Party. And kind of a low turnout tonight. We only got 14. Wow. That's okay. These are the ones who want to learn, or at least I want to learn. You guys can help me. I need all the help I can get. Today we're going to talk about making a cloud brush, and there's two different techniques I'm going to try to do. I don't know if it's going to work or not, because this is live. You never know what's going to happen when you're on live. So, Mel, if you could watch the waiting room and the chat. And just a reminder, you don't have to use the chat for questions. Feel free to shout them out. That way I know you're still awake and listening, and or at least pretend like you're listening and say, yeah, great, yeah.
Tough crowd.
Oh, Mel's awake. Okay, we got that one. Okay, let's go to share screen, and we're going to go to Photoshop. And I made a little pumpkin thing this morning. Here's the original, and there's the final. So I was playing around, having a good time with that.
Yeah, if you turn it sideways, it looks like a Yorkie.
Turn it sideways. Well, let's do that. Rotate. Image rotation, 90 degrees. Looks like what?
Cat.
It looks like a Yorkie to me. It's got two little eyes.
You can see the little eye area, yeah.
Yeah, I can put eyes in there, and
Yeah.
hey, I could enter that in
Master
Artist. There you go.
I want some of what Sandra's been smoking this morning.
Have you seen her images? If you look at her images, you understand what she's been smoking in the morning. I just judged their image competition up in Sacramento, and yeah, she's got some interesting stuff. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and move things out of the way if we can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cloud on the bottom of this image, which was unselfishly donated by Mel Carl. Thank you, Mel. And we're going to change that into a cloud brush. And there's two different ways to do this. One, very simple, select color range, and then shift click on the areas that you want to keep. And you can see on the left-hand side over here that I have pretty much the whole cloud area added in. I'm shift clicking as I do it, and you can use it as a guide as you do it. Click OK. It also clicked and selected the top part of the sky. I don't need that. So I'm just going to keep it like this, keep it simple. And in fact, let me unselect the stuff on the top, and we will lasso it. So I'll hit L for lasso. Hold the Option or Alt key. Circle what I don't want, and it's gone. So if you hold the Option key, it gets rid of the selection that you don't want. We have this selection down here, so let's put it up on its own layer. So Command J. Where did that come from? I don't know. And we have a cloud all by itself. Now the cool thing is with this, when you do a brush, it's not the white part that you want to keep. So what we need to do is we need to make it black or black and white. So I'm going to hit Command Shift I. Never mind, I changed my mind. I'm going to hit Command I to invert. And I just made my blush black.
Easy for you to say.
God, I need a beer. And that's going to work, I think. It's pretty decent. So what I can do from here to get just that brush selected, so that I'll have to get things around it, hold the Command or Control key, click on my layer icon, and it selects just that brush area. This is shocking how easy this brush is. Edit, define brush preset, call it Cloud PP because it's Photoshop Party. Click OK. I now have a brush, so if I hit Command N or Control N for a new new file, got my brush tool selected. It's too big, so I'll minimize it, make it smaller. And you can see some glitches in there from where it's selected, but that's okay, we can fix that. Go in with my healing brush and just heal the areas that you want to fix. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because clouds are never perfect. Okay, so I got those areas fixed that needed fixing, that have little holes in them. I thought I did. Close enough. So let's go ahead and invert this, Command I. And we'll just do the magic wand tool, select the outside. And invert the mask, Command Shift I to invert the mask, bring it up on its own layer, or add a mask to it just to erase all that stuff. So now we have this, get rid of the layer mask, we'll apply it. And what we can do this time is just, we'll just do the same thing. Command click on the layer icon, edit, define brush preset, Cloud PP for Photoshop Party 2. That one's fixed, and that's the last brush that was entered, so we're on Cloud Photoshop Party 2. Cloud Photoshop Party I don't like, so I'm going to right click on it, delete brush. Delete brush, well, of course. Goodbye. So let's try this again. So we're going to go and make us a blue sky. There we go. And I'm going to fill it just to fill it to make it see how it looks. That's going to have a selection. That's all it's going to select. So Command D to deselect. Let's go and fill the whole thing. Got my cloud brush. Let's go to default colors and then to white. We're going to make it a little bit grayish because clouds aren't all super bright white. A little bit of gray. And it took out a lot of the textures in there. So that didn't work so great. I'm not happy with that. You can see a little bit of texture, but not great. And even if I bring my opacity down to say 40%, it's still not perfect. So let's go to plan B on making a brush. Don't save. Go back to history. Go to start where we started. And the other way to do it is a little bit more complex, but it works. What we can do is go to our layers panel, go to create a new fill or adjustment layer, and go to black and white. We're going to make it black and white, but what we're going to do is we're going to drop the cyan way down. We're going to drop the blues way down. And look what we have here. That ain't bad. And let's flatten the image out. So let's Command E will flatten it down to the next layer. And I'm going to use my lasso tool. Change my mind. I need to do something first because I need to change that to a black cloud. Command D to deselect. What the heck? Okay, something just popped on my screen. So Command D to deselect. I need to invert it. I can go to select inverse. Not going to work. Why is that not going to allow me to invert?
You haven't selected anything yet.
Yeah, don't you need to select all?
I shouldn't have to select all. I should be able to just go Command I or inverse.
Are you
It's not,
because it's a locked layer?
it could be, well, Command I worked. Select, huh. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Maybe reselect?
I don't see any marching ants any place that shows the selection's active.
I didn't need a selection because all I'm going to do is inverting the selection. So what we did, Command I inverted it. So there, I'll outsmart Photoshop. I'll show you. Now we have a selection. Command J to bring it up on its own layer. And that should work even with the white because the white will not paint. So let's go ahead and select that layer, Command or Control click on the icon, image, I'm sorry, edit, define brush preset, and we'll go with Cloud Photoshop Party 3. Click OK. And if all goes well, which it won't, because if you look at the right side, it's got a strong right side there. So let's go ahead and we're going to fill it with blue again. Greenish blue will work. So Command D to deselect, Option click to fill, change the color to a whitish gray. We're at 40%, so it didn't show up. Let's go to 100% by hitting 0. Wow, interesting. Let's try a lighter shade of blue. And we'll get our white brush, 100%. Let's try it in screen mode. And we have a cloud brush. Try it in lighten mode. Try it in normal mode.
They all look the same.
Very, very similar. But you can see there is some formation in the cloud there.
Go to a darker sky. I think it'll show up a little bit better.
Let's do this. Ha ha. There we go.
Looks like Mel's sky in the morning.
There you go. You can see, definitely see the formation in the cloud. If you've got cloud pictures at home, this is how easy it is to do. I mean, it's just crazy how easy it is.
Michael, can you do a transform, what is it, T, and change the shape and size and all of that?
So if I wanted to bring different shapes and sizes to this brush,
Yeah. Yeah. Once you've pasted it, could you then go in and change the shape and everything through the transform? Is it Command T, I think it is?
okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Put it up on its own layer. And we'll add a new layer on top of that. Brush, Command T, and we can
Yeah, okay, you can. Okay,
tweak it.
there you go. Thanks. Just curious. That way you can use the same brush and make different shapes.
Well, let's do this then. Hang on. Let me undo that. Command Z to undo that. Let's go to my shapes. Somewhere in there, there is a heart, and I don't remember where it's at. And oh, that's interesting. Append default shapes. Add it to the list. It's the same ones.
There was a few more added at the bottom.
Yeah, but it's the same ones over again.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
My default shapes are not in there anymore.
Yeah, I found that happen too. I couldn't find hearts anymore.
And when I did the last update before this one, I put them back in again. Okay, let's go and do flowers, see what we got. Nope, I don't like flowers. Okay, elephant it is. And we're going to do an elephant shape. Click OK. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my magic wand tool and let me break up another layer. Magic wand tool will not select that because it sample all layers. There we go. And it won't do that one either. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and flatten the image. So we'll go to flatten image. Okay. There we go, the elephant selected. Now I'm going to take my cloud brush that I just had, make it a little bit smaller, and we're going to tweak it just a little bit. Shape dynamics, size jitter a whole bunch, angle jitter a whole bunch, roundness jitter, why not? Scattering, I don't care about. Let's see if this works. What I'm going to do is take my selection tool and I'm going to change the color to black on my elephant. So let's fill the elephant with black. Now I'm going to take my cloud brush and kind of fill in the elephant a little bit. Take it down to 50%, see if that, yeah. Now what I'm going to do is deselect it, Command D, make my brush a whole lot smaller and just kind of paint the outside. You need kind of a round cloud to pull this off. But what you can do is take this, if you have like a, cumulus cloud, those big round ones, the thunderstorm clouds, get that. You can make it look like the elephant is a cloud and we'll build up a cloud underneath them. Just, this one's too harsh shaped and you can see the edges going crazy. So turn off the shape dynamics, turn off the other stuff, make it small. So anyway, just playing around, you can kind of make a little bit of a elephant cloud if you know what you're doing. I don't. Like I said, I'm not a master artist, so I don't do this for a living. Any questions on how to make your cloud or how to make a cloud brush?
How
Come on,
about an ocean or wave type of cloud, or not cloud, but wave type of brush?
so if you have a wave and you want to make it into a brush,
Yeah, that might be interesting.
let me see what I can find real quick. Let me get into Photoshop. Need to go to bridge and ocean. Let me see if I can find something that would work. We'll try that, see what we got. Open. And I'm going to take my healing brush and I'm going to heal the ocean of human waste. There we go. Human waste is now gone. And let's go ahead and lasso this area over here. We'll call that our wave brush. So we'll go to image, adjustments, go to threshold, and it's way too, nope, not gonna work. Okay, let's go to black and white. I'll just change the black and white, make it a little bit more contrasty. Go down to define brush preset, beach, and make that ocean.
Looking, you could flip the, inverse the colors.
Oh, thank you very much. Command I. Oh, that's ugly.
Oh,
Now we will go to define brush preset. Who suggested inverting it?
That was Bruce, wasn't
That
it?
was Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. And we'll call it ocean. Command D to deselect. Let's fill it with white just for fun. See what it comes up like. You can't paint with white, obviously. And I want green because green is the ocean.
You got a strange ocean.
I do, but that just shows you you can take anything and make it a brush.
Okay.
I've got a baseball brush buried in my brushes somewhere. I used to have anyway. However,
I'm sure Photoshop overrode it.
you know what? I think they did. Also, there's some free brushes out there for clouds if you want them as well. I went out and searched for them, and Sandra sent me some. Okay, all Mike's brushes. Try Legacy. M brushes should have it in there. No baseball, it's gone. I'm gonna have to make another one again. So all I need to do is go to my stock images and baseballs, of which I have plenty, which you guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but that's okay.
It's a secret.
It's secret. So we'll go to select object, object selection tool, draw a circle around this bad boy here. Close enough. Put it on its own layer. Invert it to change the color. And I'll just take my marquee tool, go around it, make a square just for fun to select it. And then go to edit, brush preset, baseball. And now I have a brush. So Command D to deselect. And let's go ahead and make our background green for grass. Take my baseball, invert the color so it's white. Now we have a baseball. I did it with a cat picture one time. Any picture you have that you want to put on there. If you want to put George Washington's face on there, if you got a picture of George Washington, then you can put his face on there and paint him all over the place. Just that easy. Easy, I tell you, easy.
What's the difference between the normal brushes and, say, a watercolor brush?
I do not know.
Okay.
I haven't used watercolor brushes very often. In fact, I don't think I have. Sandra, do you know by any chance?
No, I only use the mixer brushes.
Yeah, I just use mixer, smudge tool, and the regular brushes. So
I tried using watercolor, but I don't know how it works.
Bruce, what you might do is Google Julianne Cost watercolor brushes.
Okay.
And I bet you'll get a good tutorial out of that.
Thorough.
Julianne Cost is the guru of Photoshop.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
She kind of knows what she's talking about most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like me, her computer says, I ain't playing, and then the defecation hits the rotating oscillator when you're doing it. It's just total meltdown. So I'm going to stop recording here.